Hello, guys. Welcome once again to our channel. So, today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Well, before we go ahead, I'm just going to say this. I was disappointed by the episode. I had to sleep off, come back again to watch the episode because it just felt like fillers. Nothing. I don't know. I didn't enjoy the episode. I don't know whether you guys did enjoy the episode.
Well, for me, I kind of put a different twist on the episode, only because, the Boston G's, but it was basically the same, you know, which was cool. I mean, we did get to see them do the little award ceremony. That was cool to see, and them all finally getting along, smiling, and, so that was good to see.
What about you, Shop Reality? Did you enjoy the episode?
No, not really. And I think I mentioned before, I didn't see the episode before. So I had to watch last week's episode, then watch this one. And I'm just like thinking, what is the storyline? There doesn't seem to be a storyline for this show. It's like, what goal are we getting to? What is the story being told here? It sounds like they're just trying to piece things together to create something. But I'll talk about that more as, you move forward with your slides. I like how you have the slides and help tell the story. You tell a better story than they do.
Okay, let's start off with something. There was something that was kind of, you know, I started thinking about it. It was why is it that whenever we get a mention about this guy of Kenya, it's always Monyetta that is always the one chatting him up. I find it odd that Kenya is the girlfriend, but another lady is chatting him up. Like, why? I don't care if you're my friend. Realistic, being realistic, it's not possible for my friend to be chatting up my man. Are you close by? Are you here? It didn't sound right because this is not the first. The first time was when she was having her shooting about thinking that she was going to perform that her dance. Then now again, she was the one chatting up with the guy before he came up. It came across like what the hell is going on here? What is exactly the situation? That's what I kept on thinking in my head.
Well, I looked at it like, why is she, basically the same thing, but why is Manea um, setting up these interventions with the both of them? You know, um, Me
Hmm?
personally, I wouldn't appreciate you having my guy friend or my man's number like that. You just texting away, and it's like, okay, you introduced us. Now, like, do you like him? Is that why you're still involved in this? Like, I don't get it, you know. But uh, bad way to meet a man is through a friend. So I just didn't understand why she was always, it seems like she had more access to him than Kim did.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
Didn't Monyetta introduce her to the man? I think
Yes.
Monyetta introduced them, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think yeah.
So maybe he's more of her friend than he is Kenya's. I mean, do you really think that these two are together?
No.
No.
He came, I think he just walked through, dropped off that food. The hug was
Yeah,
awkward.
it
Yeah, I
looked
thought you had
awkward
the
as
photo. You are
hell.
so good.
Yeah. It was a little creepy, especially when he was saying bye to Brooklyn. And I was like, okay, Kenya, you should be standing right there because I look, I'm protective of little kids and little girls, little boys. You know, it's like, how familiar is this little baby with this man? And when he was saying goodbye, I didn't see her nowhere in sight, in eyesight. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what is really going on? That's just a little creepy. You know, why would you make a special goodbye to Brooklyn on your way out? You could have said, hey, bye Kenya, bye Brooklyn, you know? But there was actually a little scene where he said goodbye. Like, okay.
I'm
But
wondering if it's an arrangement for him to, come on the show to promote his restaurants or whatever. Because we did see the photo of the bag. He brings that cold looking food. And then he just left, unless he stayed longer and they just cut it out. But he just seemed so awkward. I didn't see any chemistry there. It just didn't seem as though they are, romantically involved. I could be wrong, but the way he just walked through. And then what is she doing this commercial, whatever it is, promotion she's doing anyway? Who is using her hair products? Do you know anybody who's using her hair care products?
nope, I've never seen him in any beauty supply or any Walmart or
I saw them at CVS and it was like on the end of the aisle, where they have like the different promotions. There was like two jars of something, one bottle of another thing. There was like a little miniature poster of her, but it didn't seem like they were really trying to sell the product. It seemed more so that they were just trying to promote the brand. But that was a year ago. When that episode debuted of her getting into CVS. I don't even know if it's still at CVS, but I don't hear anybody talking about, oh, girl, go get that good Kenya Moore deep conditioner, get that edge control. I haven't heard anybody promote that product. And I watch a lot of Instagram and I don't
right,
see anybody, any, hair people, hair, what do they call it? The content creators who promote different products. I don't see them
right,
promoting any of her stuff. Nothing. I don't
Sorry,
see
guys.
any
Net-
tutorials.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand that, but me personally, you're gonna have to show me your hair. Show me it really works. I want to see if your hair can, if it's strong. You know what I'm saying? If it can take the heat. If it can take a natural look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do because we see she's wearing what looks to be a lot of pieces. That what
Yeah,
she had on, that was looks like that was a wig.
yeah,
At the fundraiser later, looks like she had something in her hair. And then we know she has naturally long hair from the beginning. Now that she's getting
yeah,
older, I wonder if it's going through changes. Is that's why we're now seeing all these pieces, allegedly.
yeah,
But I don't know if anybody who's using her product.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
as
I
you get
haven't,
older,
and the way she's always hyping it up, I don't know whether it's real or fake.
yeah, well, as you get older, because I'm one of those seasoned ladies, as you get older, yeah, your hair gets thinner. But if you're steadily putting stuff in it that's weighing it down, it's just breaking your hair from the roots and it's damaging the hair follicles, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So putting that all in your hair. You know, I I watched on YouTube how they make wigs. Has anybody watched that?
Yes, one or two videos. It's amazing.
Well, no, I'm talking about when it comes straight from the person's hair, from their head.
Oh, like the temples in India where they go and they shave the people's head and they take the hair and they wash it, they match it up to different colors, different textures. Is
Uh,
that what you mean?
no, I seen
Oh,
this one.
I'm sorry.
I seen this one, and it was so disgusting. These people had no shoes on, and there it was piles of hair. They were picking it up. They had like this big, big kind of comb thing sticking up on the ground, and they were combing their hair through it.
Right, yeah,
And
I've seen that.
yeah, yeah, and they would get bundles together. They hadn't washed any of this. They were getting bundles together, and they're like putting the bundles together and throwing it on the other side of the room, and they kept repeating the process. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so disgusting. Like, you never know what all this fake hair goes through
Exactly. And
before
then
you get it and you putting it on your head.
you're putting someone else's hair. And then the one that I saw, the people it's like a ritual for them to go to the temple, and the women shave their heads like once a year, and that's the hair that they gather up. And the one that I saw, there were like rodents running around on top of the hair, urinating on the hair. Yes. And then they take it. The one I saw, they did wash it first in some solution. Then they do what you say. There's like this thing on the ground that has like these nails. They're not nails, but like little metal things that stick up,
Sticking
and
up.
they,
Yeah.
yeah, and they move it through that to create the wefts or whatever, and then they
Right.
match it together by different shades and textures and stuff. But yeah, this is someone else's hair. You're right.
Yeah.
Just the thought of that, you're taking someone else's hair and putting it on your head. It
Well,
does sound kind of odd.
their energy and their trauma as well.
Yes.
And your head sweats, and then you have this on top of your head, and it's seeping. I'm getting too deep, so
Seeping.
okay. I'm getting too deep. But yeah, I like to see Kenya's hair. She has beautiful hair. Show it. Show us at you know at what ages that your hair goes through. Everybody goes through it, you know, even me. Nothing I can do about it, besides just keep doing my ritual, which is weekly washing. I have to, because my hair don't grow when it's dirty, you know. So yeah, sorry girls. I
Hey,
I can't hear her.
baby.
hey, sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this situation with Drew and her mom, I actually do love it because we don't tend to talk about mental health a lot. She has worked all through her life, and now is the time for her to like sit and relax and have fun, or just take care of herself. I did like this moment where they were talking about everything the sister has gone through, being in a mental facility, coming out and trying to get back on her feet. And
I can't hear anything.
you think it was the whole story? We're just getting to the end version, so it might be confusing to some of us. But I did like that the family is rallying around her to like give her a sense of comfort during her time of need.
Um, but when it came to this thing, I liked it because of the family unity that I seen between these three women, you know. But it was kind of sad too at the same time. Like, uh, Ralph, maybe you are a little controlling. Sometimes you have to listen to what other people say about you personally and don't take it to heart, but just listen and try and see if there's anything good out of it that you can apply. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was kind of sad to me because, they had been together in 2 years, you know, and as a sister, your sister is always going to look out for you. She see that you're being a little bit not treated how you're supposed to be treated, you know. So for him to ban her away from the house, that just, oh, that just kind of hurt me, you know, because sisters are precious, family members are precious. Maybe when she come to visit, that's when it's time for you to take a walk or go driving. But don't ban somebody just because they have an opinion of what they see. So that I liked it, but then it just kind of made me think like, wow, 2 years is a long time to not see your sibling.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that timeline, because didn't we find out that at the beginning of season, um, Drew had gone to visit her father in Chicago. So when she was in Chicago, how come she didn't see her sister at that point? Or did she mean it's been 2 years since her sister had been to her house? But then again, she said it was 2 years since she had seen her. Maybe she didn't see her when she went to Chicago to visit the father.
Yeah, I think it's just like 2 years. I think it's probably 2 years since she was able to come into our own household. I don't really think
Okay.
it's
Okay.
two
And that's
years of not.
unfortunate. Yeah, that
Yeah,
yeah. But it was good to see he was cordial towards her, it seemed like.
yeah. And they're like trying to make, um, pave way for peace to reign between the both of them. Because it's good for her mental health. She needs that. She doesn't need any more fighting and quarreling between them. I don't think that's what she needs right now. So it's good at trying to like be one for her.
Right. It seemed like she's still in that trying to heal phase, you know? Because when she speaks about it, you can see it still hurts.
Yeah.
The mental health is a real thing, you know? As women, we all go through it. You know, I've been through it. You know, it was in my younger, very young years, you know, and it took me a while, you know, because I don't look like the life that I led, and the choice wasn't mine. You know what I'm saying? I had to survive. That's why probably why my exterior is kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? I've been through a lot, you know, and I have a complete understanding of my surroundings, you know, and I learned a lot of valuable lessons that I couldn't have learned. I wasn't in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But now, you know, as I transitioned and went through everything that I went through, I came out with the victory of God, you know, because I look at it like everything that I went through was a lesson. And now when I look around, it's a blessing.
Thank you
I,
for
I, I
sharing
actually,
that. I appreciate you sharing.
Oh, anytime. I'm always keep it real. You know, I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. Nothing to hide, you know.
but I think the highlight for today's episode actually was this gathering. I'm gonna be honest. I love the old girls. Like even in their interactions, you will know that there was subtle shades going on, but they were doing it with a certain level of classiness. Like, I did enjoy this gathering between Kim. I don't Lisa. I've forgotten the other lady's name. It was as in I at this moment watching it, I was like, I miss the OGs. I miss these ladies because they were giving. They
Right,
gave what they were supposed to give, and they reminded us here in this episode, in this particular small gathering. They reminded us why they were the OG girls, why they remain the people that we would actually want them to be back, not the sets that are, you know, fighting for what we don't even understand what they are fighting for.
right. I enjoyed seeing them and everything, you know. But as I was listening to, you know, and Shereé was like, well, didn't you get a divorce after the show? Didn't you get a divorce after the show? The same thing I was saying the other
Yeah,
day. It's, it seems like everybody who gets on the show, their
yeah,
marriages
get
are
the
tested.
divorce.
Yeah, their marriages are tested because you got people coming at them left and right that they never seen or met before. You know, people with money, people who don't have money. You got fans everywhere. You know, I can imagine the chaos. You know, and it takes a strong person to uh, learn how to control your flesh. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not surprising that all these marriages on this TV show you know, they end up splitting up for whatever reasons, you know. And it kind of makes you think that if you were living a normal life with your significant other, would this have happened? You know, because money makes people fools. People get crazy over money. They don't know how to act anymore, you know? And money comes and goes, you know? That's what it's for. It comes and goes, you know? But the blessing is that it keeps coming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
it just kind of was uh, weird when I heard that, you know, everybody ended up in divorce, but it's also a blessing. I heard Kim say, if I didn't make the right call, this would have been over, or something to that effect. And because I had heard something about Kim had a gambling problem, and her and her husband was going to split up, you know, because of her gambling problem. So, you know, to me, it seems like when she made that statement, she made a call to a therapist, a marriage therapist or something, and kind of got them back on track where he was there giving his support. Because I heard that Corey was on his way out. You know, I don't know if you guys heard that.
I think
Which
last I heard that they're saying that they called off the divorce. That was the last one that I heard.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I think I saw that somewhere on and
really?
somewhere on Instagram. Yeah, that they called off the divorce. But it was nice seeing the ladies together. You're right. There was a different level of like classiness back then. Deshaun Snow looked
Yes.
fantastic. Oh my gosh, she looked
Oh my
great.
God.
She hasn't
Yeah.
aged a bit. They all look great. Lisa Wu
They
looked,
all
everyone
look
looked
great.
great. Yeah. Kim was really performing as usual,
Mhm.
but it was nice to see. Back then that show was good. Maybe because we didn't really know the people and we didn't know what to expect. Now maybe we are expecting so much and they're just not able to deliver. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, you know, be- because they did have their troubles back there, you know, with the wig pulling and the bullying, and you know, I didn't really like him, you know, because I thought she was cool. You know, she had a different swagger to it, you know, and she wasn't really accepted by them all. But you know, then I even heard that you know she was racist, and you know, I don't like racism because that is such an ugly word. You know, it's, it's like we all belong here. You know, this is not one person's world. This is our world. You know, so racism, I don't know. That's ugly. It makes a beautiful person.
Yeah. Well, I just love the meeting. It was perfect. I miss them. Let's just say I just miss them. I miss the way they did their own thing different from this particular ladies. They do theirs like I'm like, what's going on? What are they doing? I'm not understanding most of the things that go on. Well, let's just hope. No, every one of them was looking beautiful. Like I did love this gathering. But let's
Okay.
talk about this situation here. I don't know, who do you think was right and who do you think was wrong?
I think that Sonya was wrong for, you know, if you have something to do and you make a schedule for people to accommodate, you know what I'm saying, and not take for
Yeah,
granted that you text somebody and say, hey, where are you? You're supposed to be here to do my hair. You know, it seemed like that's kind of something that had happened, or she had called her and said, hey, you're running late, or what's going on. You know, I felt that Sonya doesn't really take in consideration that you get to run the streets and be the fabulous you while your sister's at your house picking up the slack with your toddler type of child. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know how old he is. But kids are hard work. You don't get a minute of peace.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that she should have been more considerate of her sister's time and let her know, hey, if possible, can you make it here at this time? Then that way her sister had time to prepare and do everything that she had to do before she ran out of the house to Sunday.
Well, I actually did think that. I also think that Sanya was wrong, and I think she's taking for granted her family because she employed them, and that's something that happens most times when you mix business and pleasure at the same time. And for her to just call up her sister all of a sudden without telling her about it, not telling her at the time, and you're expecting her to show up on time, that's expecting you won't do this for an a, a normal hairstylist. There is no way. You have to book an appointment. You book ahead. The hairstylist knows that okay, this is the time I'm supposed to be with this person, and then shows up. But for you, because of you find this is your sister, anyhow she's gonna be there for me. You now take it for granted. I literally despise it. And her tears is beginning to annoy me because she has repeated this thing. She has told you this is how I feel so many times, and you keep on doing the same thing. It's exhausting. At one time you will just get tired. And the way the sister was, she felt like she's over it. I am done. I'm over this. I'm tired.
Right.
I'm not going to even listen to your excuse because all the tears Cyan was tearing up there, everything she was saying, the sister looked as if she was not interested. She wasn't even in that conversation at all.
Yeah, I think the sister does feel as though she's being taken for granted, and like she was saying she was surprised it was being filmed. Like I guess maybe she wanted to get dressed and doll herself up, and you got me on camera looking like this with this hat on, and then she didn't show up to the event, right? Didn't the sister?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
didn't.
she didn't come. Yeah, and then it's just like I'm sure she is like, well, I could be wrong, but like she said, I have so many obligations. I've got to make sure my boys are straight. I got to make sure your son is straight. So it's like, I don't think, Sanya realizes, I understand she's filming this show, and the sister may feel as though she's being taken for granted because now I have to do all this other stuff for you and my family as well because now you're on this show. So that could be some issue with it. But yeah, why did she start crying all of a sudden? Yeah, I was like, what did the sister say differently this time that she hasn't said before for you to start crying?
Exactly.
That was that's what that was. That was a form of manipulation, narcissism. You know what I'm saying?
Because the tears look fake to me. Like, what are you tearing up for? She has said this over and over again. It's not like it's a new gospel you're hearing. She has preached it to you over and over again, and you're crying. Like, I thought she was just doing it to get sympathy from her friend that was there. Like, oh, my sister is pissed off. My sister is annoyed with me. You knew. She has told you before. Don't take me for granted. Yes, I do things for you, but doesn't give you the right to take me for granted. She's doing you a favor.
That's true. That's why you shouldn't work. I mean, all family isn't like that, but uh, it's hard to work for a family, you know. And I kind of felt bad for her, for the sister, not Sonya. Because Sonya is taking it just way too far. She's a diva, all of a sudden, you know. So I just felt bad for the sister, because splitting your time is a hard thing to do. As a
Mhm. Well, I just hope that she will realize the importance. And when she didn't show for the event, she was like, "Oh, we had an altercation before." Like, I would not even show up to the event too. If I was her sister, I wouldn't show up to the event. So I don't know why she was acting shocked that her sister didn't show up to her event. I didn't know why she was acting shocked for that part. But I love the concept of the event, and I love that they were giving out this little awards, and when she brought out what's her name, Sheree's son to like give her the award. It was it was a nice it was a nice thing to watch. I love the fact that she did this, and I knew she just did it especially for Sheree because they are very close friends. Because she could have done it for every other person, but she didn't do it for Sheree. But I love the concept of her wanting to do this charity store for the motherless, for the mothers that are homeless. It was a nice gesture, and I was proud of how they really donated the money they had. But the only thing I have to say about this is this dress. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
What was Kenya wearing?
I
I don't
don't
know. Does anybody know the designer? Because I want to go to the person's Instagram or whatever, and I'm like, why did you do this to Kenya?
whoever her stylist was should be fired. You know, I would have took a good look in the mirror before I left and said, this ain't it. You know, that I don't was she part of the decorations or like what is that?
Not the
I,
decorations
yes, like a pinata or something. You
or
know what
those
I'm saying?
streamers. You remember those streamers made out of tissue paper?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, that big roll that you get from 99 cents. Yeah, that looked like it was made
yeah,
out of
like I didn't like that at all. That dress was just really hideous. You know, now I
very,
don't. And she said, "Oh, my dress just got here, and I need 2 inches." No, you needed a second thought. You needed to go
not
in
a
your
second
closet.
thought.
Yeah, you needed to go in your closet and revisit some stuff real quick. Because I wouldn't have walked out of the house in that. you know, I just wouldn't have did it. It was just all wrong. And then she had on boots with it. Like she had on long black boots. Did y'all see that?
yeah,
Yes, I
indeed.
saw it.
Okay, boots and then long gloves, long black gloves. Like, girl, who is your stylist? I can dress you better than that. You know what I'm saying? That was not the look. That wasn't the vibe. I didn't like it. Thumbs down.
Yeah, I didn't like her attitude that she had when she came in there also, and then also before with her friend that is obvious that she keeps trying to get her friend in these different scenes, and then they're not showing the friend. It's just that friend is boring. And then she's like, "Well, I want us to sit together." Like what you I guess you wanted the friend sitting at the table with the rest of the cast members, and they didn't put the friend there. They put her at another table. So, Kenya can sometimes get a bad attitude on these shows sometimes, but yeah, yeah.
She came
But she
in. She
did
came
raise some
in
money.
late.
Came in
Yeah,
late,
she
but
did.
she did
Oh,
raise some money.
she was a good host. She was a good host.
She
But
was a
the
good
way she
host.
came in late, feeling like paparazzi, the best dressed, like you could see the attitude. Like I am the fashionista here. I'm the best dressed. I'm the host. Like when I saw the dress, first thing that came into my mind was, what the hell was going on? What? Who dressed you? Who told you that this was a fashion statement? This was zero. Every other person on that event, even those that were dressed casual in casuals, was better than this dress.
Exactly the wrong dress for the wrong type of party. Like I
But
said,
please, what's going on with her hair? I didn't
her,
understand. Was she trying to do a rough style? Like I just woke up this morning style. I don't know what was going on. It's almost as if she wasn't prepared and prepared at the same time.
I thought
Like
her
what?
hair. I thought she was gonna come in and her hair was gonna look done. You know, like flowing, beautiful
It
something.
looked as it looked as if she was
That,
rushing out of the house.
jeez, that that's how I be looking by the head when I just go to the store because I don't care about these people out here. So when I say when I'm like, hey, I gotta go to the store and I I haven't done my hair, I'll just walk out the house looking any kind of way because I don't care. That's that same look she got on her hair. Like, I don't care. I don't care who's seeing me. I'm here. Oh God.
and
That's
and even the
uh-uh. I can't hear that.
Looks like she's frozen.
Uh,
Well, yeah, she did a great job raising that money, but I heard Candy say, I got five if you got five. That was not nice. It's like, Candy, if you got five, I got five. And then do you remember that year that Kenya's ex Mark had his fundraiser where she said that there were people who said they were going to give donations and never did?
yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
was it Portia who she said never sent her the money? It was somebody.
I believe it was Portia.
Okay, yeah, that they never gave the money. Yeah,
Hmm.
I guess you got to be careful at those events when you want to say that you're going to donate. Do you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you remember when they said that Garcelle did not send her money?
Yes.
Yeah, that was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed for Garcelle. It's like,
Yeah.
Kyle, why would you bring that up on camera like that?
Well, that's how people play when they think they got a little dirt on you. That's why I'm an open book. You don't have
Right.
dirt on me. I'm an open book.
Funny.
I tell you everything. You know, I was the kid that would tell on myself, even though I knew I was going to get in trouble because I wanted everybody, my parents, to know what I'm going through. Yeah. So,
but did you guys see, like, did you guys see the trailer for the next week's episode? I don't know whether it's for the next week episode or for the coming episodes. It's, I think it's a lot to unwind. Like, when you're going to see Drew and how the marriage began to crack. We're gonna see a lot, especially Drew. I think the focus of from next episode is gonna be on Drew and her marriage and how it's crumbled. I'm
right.
beginning to feel bad for her because, man, everything is gonna get exposed.
I don't really feel bad for her simply because she, this was inevitable. You seen it coming. You know what I'm saying? From way back when like, what, whose husband goes and get a room and you don't tell your wife, and then if you don't tell her, and I think she found out because of the bank statement or something. I forgot exactly how she found out. But what type of husband does it? You know what I'm saying? He was just too sneaky, and then when they had that, he set that beautiful dinner up for her, remember? And she was all dressed up, and he was semi dressed up, and they were out there talking, and she was like trying to make, her needs heard, trying to get her needs heard. And he just broke down and said something like, "You're not the right one for me to be doing this for." Something he kind of said and got up from the table. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, they were outside, right? It was like an
Yes.
outdoor. Yeah, I remember that. But I don't know about them. I think that she is such an actress. And I believe I heard Sanya say in an interview that 1 minute she could be cool with you off camera. You guys are cool. And then as soon as the cameras roll, she just changes into this character. And now she's got beef with you all of a sudden. And I think, her husband has said the same thing. I think, I'm not sure that, she does that. So she just seems to always be acting with me. But you're right. It does seem as though they're shifting the focus on them. I guess, they're hoping that that's going to bring in the views, but I'm not interested because it sounds like another Bolo situation. Do you remember that Bolo storyline where they were trying to insinuate that someone was doing things with Bolo? Just like, I'm not ready for this. Like, why can't we just have a show where we're talking about the ladies? But then again, I guess, we've seen these same people for so many years. Maybe there's nothing else left to tell. But with Drew, she's always acting. I just can't take her seriously. Her little girl is cute though.
Yes.
Mhm. I think, did you see the part where Marlo said that she actually has a video of Drew actually kissing the lady. I was like, Marlo, don't put your mouth into this. Like, Marlo is gonna cause a bit of trouble again.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be, is it a something, a scene from Candy and Todd's movie that she's going to be playing a part?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? They could be cutting this thing up to make it more salacious than it really is, but she's an actress, so I'm pretty sure she knows how to blow it up herself because I just can't take her seriously. Every time I see her in a scene, I just don't believe her. Don't believe any, except the situation with her sister, that seemed real, but everything else just seems like it's lights, camera, action with her.
She's not one of
Um.
my favorite.
Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that she's not one of my favorite people.
Who is that, Drew?
Yes.
Right, yeah, she isn't either. I just think, and then she just doesn't seem, I don't know how old she is, but she just seems so immature for the group that she's in. She could be older because our sister, she said, was 20 years older than she is, but she just seems, she doesn't seem to fit in with this group. And I don't know how old she is, but she just, maybe because she was a child star, maybe I just keep seeing her and I don't know of her stardom, but you guys were explaining that yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff. I don't know who she is. She just kind of just fell out of the sky, but in her mind, she's a big deal. But music videos, like who's still doing that? Music videos, she's singing, she has a nice sounding voice, but I'm not interested in her storyline, and I just think she's acting all the time.
Yeah, she's not Kyla Pratt. Now everybody remembers Kyla Pratt, right?
Oh
She's
yes,
like,
I remember. Or Kiki Palmer. I remember Kiki with
yeah,
Aquila and the Bee. But it's like, is
yeah,
she in that same level? Is she
no,
like comparable to a Kiki Palmer where I like the same age? I mean, I don't know who this Drew Sidora is. I do remember the TLC movie, and that's it.
yeah.
But I
That's
guess
all I
she's a big deal.
Someone said Ladon said on the comment section that sorry, I don't agree. I think Sanya is a fake one,
I
not
agree.
Drew.
I mean, you know, hey, everybody gets their time to shine. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I she's not one of my favorites, but everybody gets their time to shine. I say go ahead and shine. I'm not trying to dim your light. You know what I'm saying? But don't be rude to your family. No, because nobody owns slaves. You know?
Right. And she gets a lot of support from her sister, and she doesn't need to mess that up.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope that it goes well for her because some people might come for her. People that always want to read meaning into things that are not supposed to be read into. People might want to come for her doing everything, especially when the person in question is a woman and she hasn't come out and said, "Oh, I'm bisexual," or "I'm this and that." So I think it's gonna be tough. And the fact that they're basing the main storyline on her, I'm like, so nobody else has a storyline. Okay, we saw a little bit of Marlo and her complaining about the guy that she's dating, that he likes
Huh.
partying a lot. Apart from that, I didn't see any other thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And what is Kenya's storyline? What is Kenya's storyline? She has just
Uh,
been coasting by, and I know people love her and she's a fan favorite, but last season she didn't have a storyline. This season, what is her storyline? This man? So then we finally see the man for 2 seconds. He walks through. He looks like he was shocked by the cameras. He just dropped off his bags and he was gone. I mean, he was like a robot, and it was just like, okay, what else do you have going on, Kenya? And then this friend that you keep bringing from scene to scene, and I just saw on Instagram where she posted up about the friend. The friend, well, she posted up about the event, and then something about when you remember when she said that she did not. want her friend to be sitting somewhere else. So the friend responded saying, "Oh, I appreciate you're such a good friend." I think she's really trying to get this friend on the show. The friend is boring. We saw her in the scene when they were playing tennis with the kids. The
Oh
friend
yeah,
is boring.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, but what is Kenya's storyline? And you're right. Like, what are the storylines of these people? What is the storyline for the show? So now, Shereé is saying this healing. She wants to go to Portugal. What is Portugal known for? A place for healing, spiritual
I
healing?
never knew
Yeah,
about that. I was
I
surprised.
never know about that either. So
yeah.
I can see if she was saying she was gonna go to some island somewhere, Bali or Indonesia or somewhere, or even like the Caribbean, one of those spas or whatever. But Portugal, I'm going to go there, because I'm into all this healing. Like, come on. Like they have nothing at this point. They have nothing. The show has nothing. It's clear they have
They have
nothing to offer us. And Courtney, now I'm still waiting for you guys to let me know, what did Courtney do to solidify herself on the show?
Oh my God.
Not
Just
not a thing.
that there.
Not a thing. I told you,
I
she's like
wanted to
gum.
see that now.
She's like gum. She's gonna just keep
And
gonna
always
stick on it.
smiling.
Always
Yeah,
smiling. And all we saw from her tonight was when she got there and they said, "Oh, you look cute." And I don't think we saw her again, right?
right.
Yeah.
Why is
That's
she a cast
Oh,
member?
even Kandi. What is Kandi's storyline? The whole biggest person in the show. What's her storyline?
What is her storyline? The whole Mama Joyce and Todd and Too Busy, and then
Yeah,
always this movie I guess she's got coming on. Where it's just I don't know. I'm not a Candy fan. I'm not.
the
I
movie.
used to like her at the beginning when she first came on the show, but it's the same thing season after season after season, and she gets to just skate by with doing nothing, except for when she got into with Marlo earlier. But now, what else is going on?
Even the
oh,
movie stuff is gonna be surrounded around Drew, not even around her and her husband Todd. It's
yeah. And
gonna
I
be
think
surrounded
Right.
through herself. And we have Kenya coming to tell us, "Oh, I'm gonna have." She's bringing that storyline again. "Oh, I'm gonna have babies with my husband, and if he suggests for us to get back together, I would think about that." And I kept on telling myself, "You kept on talking about this man that you like him, he's caring, he's loving. Why are you bringing up the topic of I might go back to him if he wants to come back together?"
yeah, that sounds crazy as hell. Like, why would you want to bring a the man that so far? So you say did you so wrong because you want your kids to have the same parent? Right now, look, you have to take Brooklyn everywhere with you, Kenya. Which I understand, you know, but to have two kids, you know, and I don't, I don't, I just, and she doesn't have a story. Candy, I like Candy, but Candy needs to be replaced. I am kind of tired of seeing her because, she has problems and issues that we never get to see her resolve, you know? And it's always the same problems and issues, you know? And like I said, we're watching her go through the same motions that she went through 6 seasons ago, you know?
Yeah, the same thing. And with this Drew story, I wonder if this is something that they just recently have pieced together. You know how they go later and start filming some scenes to try to create something? I'm wondering
Right.
if this is something that they've recently put together because remember, they made the announcement, not too long before the show came back on. So I'm wondering if like this is some, oh, now we can go create this storyline for the demise of the marriage. I don't know. It just doesn't seem realistic. And she's always acting, in my opinion. Drew is always acting. I don't believe anything she says. I don't believe anything that she presents to us on this show, she just seems like she's always acting.
Mm.
Hey everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
How you doing?
I'm alrighty. I'm alrighty. Just got off of work. But you know what? I think Sonia put that out there that Drew is an actress and she's acting. And the reason why I say that is because Drew was on the show before Sonia, and none of that was an issue. When Sonia put it out there that Drew was an actress, was because Sonia was the one that was being flippy floppy. Okay, Sonia was the one acting like Drew's friend. Drew brought her in, and then she churned on Drew. And when the cameras came on, now she got a problem with Drew. And
You're
then when the cameras got
right.
off, absolutely. Then when the cameras got off, you ain't mentioning nothing. And Drew called her on that. Why I spoke to you earlier. Why you waiting till the cameras roll? If we,
Oh, what
you had a
happened?
problem with me, why you didn't say nothing about that then?
Went off.
Yeah.
I
That one is the
forgot
fake
about
one.
that. You're right. I
Yes.
forgot about that.
Sonia is the fake.
What happened?
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm trying to add back.
She must push.
Can
She
y'all?
left. Oh, there she
Oh.
is.
I'm like, can y'all hear me? But you know what I mean? So
Someone is echoing.
it's you. Yeah, you're cutting up sounding like a robot.
Really? Okay, let me try and fix it up. Is it better now?
I keep hearing the echo.
Are you still hearing the
She's
echo?
she's muted.
No, I muted myself so she can see that that's her echoing.
Okay, okay.
You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
yeah, so Sonia is the little snake. And it same thing like with her sister. I don't like people to do things for you or help you and then dangle it over you, or now you gotta kiss their butt and do everything they say now. I don't like people like that, because I feel like this. That girl had her own career. You said, let's do this family thing, which is not a problem doing the family thing and we support each other, but don't make it seem like I got to kiss your butt every step of the way, too. You know, Sonia is a very selfish, self-centered person. She's selfish. It's about her. She want everybody to drop everything in the flock to her and do what she want them to do. She only got one kid, for God's sake. She act like she got all this stuff that she need, all this help. You got one kid.
Yeah. Good.
You got one kid. Stop it. Your sister got more kids than you, and she's still running your household and your businesses and being your hairdresser and this, that, and this, that.
Yeah, that's too much. I wonder how many pages.
If I was her sister, I'd be like, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go. I love you. I want to just be your sister. I don't want to work with you. I just want to be your sister.
Yeah. Oh,
I
they
don't like
fly.
Sonia. I'm sorry. I don't like her. I feel like Sonia is stiff. And I already seen her phoniness, how she flip flopped. I already seen her. I see her. I see exactly where she coming from. Kandi, Kandi is washed up. She washed up. She ain't got nothing else to give us. She ain't giving nothing.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
She ain't giving nothing. She's washed up. She might as well retire.
Yeah.
And that I believe the only reason why Kenya is here now is because Portia allegedly, in my opinion, when she popped her, I believe they made an agreement that this girl don't sue and Kenya won't sue, and they'll make Portia do anger management and suspend her, whatever, whatever. And they offered her more money because the money that Kenya is getting paid, she's not worth that.
Oh,
So
Right, right.
I'm gonna say I think that was a deal. And now that she's locked in at that amount, they're like, okay, you ain't giving us nothing, no. You know? So I think by default she is still there, because of what happened with Portia. But I say that to say when we're in love or love bombed in the beginning, you're
right.
all blind and all that. Okay, but once you realize how a person is or who they really are, and you
Mm,
open your mouth to say you would go back, I'm really
yeah,
looking at you sideways, Kenya. That's
yeah.
just like Mel saying she'll go back with Martell. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, no, you see how he is at his worst.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I don't get these women. I don't get them. But I'm glad Drew is um divorcing that husband because he's one of them men that um what's that man that had all the women over there on that island, took them to the woods.
Jeffrey Epstein.
So was it Soldier Boy, not so oh,
Nature
he's a
boy.
Nature Boy. Yeah, he reminded me of that kind of thinking pattern, because he was very controlling and mind manipulating over Drew, you know, and the mama seen it, and that's why he didn't want that mama around because the mama used to dig in his stuff because she.
Mhm.
And why didn't he adopt the son that he said he was going to adopt? That should have been a red flag when he backed out of that.
That's right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. Because he knew in his heart he wasn't going to be there for the long haul, and he didn't want that responsibility financially. He knew it.
Right. So,
I believed he used her because she was more known and was already established. She's one of like Kiki, but she's not on Kiki's level. She didn't um get as many, she just didn't go as far as Kiki went, but she got some money that she'll be paid. She's gonna keep earning a good living no matter what.
right.
She's done enough to at least um you know live a comfortable life, and people still are willing to work with Drew. It's him. He's the problem because he's a hater. When you with the men that want to be more like Kiki's boyfriend, but Kiki said, bye. She said, bye.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know what's up with Housewives of Atlanta. I really don't. And then the people that they brought back, like Kim, Royce, like really? I
And we would
don't
also
know.
get to see Mattel in the new episode.
Oh, he's gonna
Oh,
be on
Wasn't
the
it?
next episode.
Yeah,
I
but it
think
didn't
so.
seem like he had a
They
mic
showed
on
it in
though.
the preview.
It didn't
Yeah.
seem like he had on a mic.
yeah, he's in the next episode. But I was right. Am I right about the Botox?
A Botox.
Yeah, on Markel's face.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, can, hey,
I'm
did
not
you
sure
guys?
about that.
Okay, what about Cherie? When she was doing her little interviews, what is going on with her face?
I
Is
think
it just
she's.
is it just me?
Whose
Because it's
face?
Cherie's face when she was giving her little
Oh,
interviews. Her
You think
face,
it looks hard and
no, it looks like really, really puffy, and it didn't look like her. I mean, like she had something done or injected. I don't know. She just didn't look like Cherie. You know,
wow.
I, s- I stopped. I stopped television, And I was like, wait a minute, hold up. You know, if you look at her interview and then you go to the liveliness of them shooting, it looks like she had something done. It's not makeup because I know makeup. That
Right.
that's her face just look. I don't know. It
Which
looks weird.
interview was this?
From yesterday's
I
shot.
think the more she had an interview, but I noticed this like 2 weeks ago. She had an interview. Her face looked like different. Like it didn't even look like her.
What?
She didn't look her like
Yeah,
herself. It looked as if she had work done on her face.
yeah. You know that
It looks
I
as-
don't know. If you guys get a chance, just go back into her interview and look, because
Mm.
I know I'm not tripping. And if so, let me know because I need to go to the eye doctor. Something is wrong. You know.
well, I feel like the fact that the remaining storylines are looking very boring. We are having Mattel coming back and having another fight with Kenya. We're having Drew's storyline, and which I feel like they're going to stretch out for the remaining episodes that is remaining. Then the rest ladies are just going to be interjecting one on one, talking one Marlo, Kenya, nothing going on. Like nothing is absolutely going on. So we're just gonna waste the whole of season 15 for nothing. Wasted. I feel like they wasted money on production and everything because it was not worth it.
Guys, I just saw on Instagram it says that Cynthia was at that Kenya Moore hair care shoot and that they edited her out.
Oh wow.
Why?
Yeah, I
Oh
just
wow.
Hi.
saw on Instagram they said that she walked through when Kenya was doing her hair, more hair care, and
Yeah.
that's Cynthia. They edited that part out.
So what's
Oh
their beef with Cynthia?
I don't know, but she was supposed to be on this season, so people were looking forward to seeing her and all the other OGs. But if you go on Instagram, they show the quick little scene of her walking through there, clapping her hands, but they did not show it last night.
That's
wow.
shady.
I know. I don't have anything against Cynthia.
No, what and then what did she do?
Right. To make them, invite her to come and film, and then they didn't even show it. So hopefully
It's like
she's
they're
going to be on
punishing
some more.
her.
I know. Hopefully she'll be on
Punishing her
another
for what?
episode because she's got nothing else going on.
I know, but I like Cynthia
I
though.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with Cynthia.
I don't mind a Cynthia that hangs around, but that kind of person, her
Yeah, a
attitude and
friend. Right.
right.
Yeah.
I don't mind her because Cynthia. One thing about her, she don't have a bad heart. Like
Right.
she
Yeah.
Right.
don't, she ain't evil.
Right.
Right.
Right. Right. I feel
Right.
bad for her in her marriage situation. I felt so bad for her.
You know, oh God,
Yeah.
girl, that's just wrong. It's terrible, but it's so weird that you see a woman that has everything that she has. She's a smart girl, you
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just so weird she, um, how she effing, how she gets treated. I don't get it.
Right. Right. She seems
Well,
so sweet and genuine.
yeah, I'm not privy what happened in her marriage. I don't know, but I just seen or heard somewhere that she was no longer married or going through a divorce or something.
I also don't know what happened in her marriage. I just heard about it that she was going through a divorce, so I literally
Mhm.
don't know what is going on.
Mhm.
But but if they just can bring those OGs back, we would appreciate it. Or they should even cut short this season 15. I won't mind today's episode should be the season finale. I don't mind. Because I know that the episodes to come are very bad. Very bad. The faces I am seeing, I am not loving it. And to have Martel coming to disgrace himself again in another episode, I don't think that's something I want to see too.
Yeah, I just about have enough of him. he seems like he'll be like a bad actor. You know what I'm saying? So
Very
I'm
bad
not
one.
really, yeah, I'm not really interested in seeing him. You know, because it's going to be the same old between probably him and Kenya. You know, and I don't understand why his presence is needed.
They thought that he was going to be the star of the show. They thought he was going to be the one to bring back the show to life. Like he was so much talked about, and it gave nothing. Nothing. I think every
Right.
one of them, Andy himself will be disappointed that he even entertained the idea for Martell to be on the show. If not, it was bullshit. Because now, if people watch Love of Marriage Huntsville, see his behavior, see his attitude, then you go back to watch Real Housewives and you'll be like, why is this particular man acting in two different versions? It doesn't
But
look real.
still, it's still even looking fake now because we coleslaw already put out what the deal really was. So it's weird looking at them when we know it's all fake.
Exactly. I
Hmm.
if I was her, I would ask them to edit out anything about me and Mattel.
Yeah, you know, maybe it's in their contract, and this is how they get paid. They gotta keep us believing. You know, they're puppets in the industry. They gotta do whatever these people tell them to do. You know, for the ratings. That's how they get paid.
Imagine. Okay, next week's episode is gonna be very bad for them. We have the week's episode where in Love and Marriage you have Mattel having talking to Melody's brother and kind of a little bit jealous that Melody is talking with his brother. And we know that it might not turn out great for him on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Then we would then have him on on Real Housewife acting like the good, kind guy that everybody is just against without, really having the real information about him. And it would just be like, well, what exactly? What's going on? There are two versions of Mattel. And then we now remember that Coleslaw has come online and say, oh, the relationship was fake.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. Like even if Shereé doesn't ask them to cut it out, as a producer, if I'm a producer of the show, I would cut it out because
Mm-hmm.
it's not a good look. And we know that the only thing she's gonna come and say is, "Oh, the things they say about him on his show, I haven't experienced it. He's a good guy to me. He's a kind guy to me. He loves me. He doesn't bring those attitudes. So I believe that everything is just lies." That's what she's gonna say in his defense. Then we have watched Love and Marriage Huntsville. We've seen everything that's coming up in the gossip, the rumors, the you know the news coming out, and you're like, what is this lady saying?
Yeah, it was just really, this is really crazy because, you know, I I kind of like feel like Cherie, you know, she's been through her problems and her ups and downs. So why would you want somebody like him? I wouldn't even fake anything with him. You know, we couldn't be on the same platform, the same stage. You know, it's like, dude, you have a bad rep, and I don't need it nowhere near me. You know, so um, you know, I didn't understand why
Who
he
got
would
bad
even
breath?
share up Martell. You know,
Oh,
that's what I wouldn't understand why, you know, Cherie would even play the part. You know what I'm saying? But maybe she needed a storyline. I don't know.
she is desperate for a storyline, so she needs to play the part.
Yeah.
She needs to play the part. But I don't know.
Did somebody say she was a good mother? I was like, somebody said that. I don't know who said that, but I was like, good mother. I said, She's I'm not knocking her mother skills, but she's not like mother of the year or anything. You know what I mean? And it shows because her son is not. She's a grandma now, but her son is not independent. He went through a lot of things because he likes to smoke. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
some people, when they smoke, they get stuck. He was not ambition. He wasn't. He didn't have that drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he lives off the Shereé. Like,
He was he was getting too much of that ooh wee, huh?
yeah, but like I said, some people can still go to work and do what they got to do, and some get stuck. He was the one that got stuck.
Right. Right. I feel you. Yeah, that's why I said he must have got a hold of some of that ooh wee, you know.
I smoke, but I still can get up and go to work and do what I got to do.
Yeah. Well, hey.
That's my
Yeah.
medication. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
that is my medication. Okay?
Yep. I
Because
feel you.
that's why people don't get their A whoop no more, because this relaxes me. My therapist know it, everybody know it.
I feel you. I feel you.
But anyways, but for real though, Shereé is she's just sheltered. I mean, her kids just grew up with her. Her daughter's very independent, thank God. But she's still weak minded too. Because if you listen to the conversations Shereé has with her daughter, the advice her daughter be giving her be like, damn, you dumb too. Like you should be telling your mother, knock it off. You too old for this. You too old to be having these men jailbird, then this one, then hotel. Like she more encourages her.
Yeah.
So it shows me her character, So I don't think Shereé did all any, different than a normal mother that go through
Yeah.
things for kids.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. You know.
But I don't like Shereé at all. I just don't like her. I'm like that with Sonya. Sonya and Shereé, they're not. Nothing about their personality connects with me. Like I wouldn't want to hang with them if I met them in real life. Like I don't like Shereé. Shereé is a opportunist. When the wind blow this way, she'll go that way if she can benefit. If the wind blow this way, she'll throw you under the bus. She'll lie. She's sneaky. She's a setter upper, in my opinion. Um, she's like coleslaw kind of, but just a little subtler.
A little classier, huh?
Yeah, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Uh,
That's how I feel about Shereé. And when they say, you look in people's eyes and the eyes tell it. Look at Sheree's
right.
eyes. It's point blank. The eyes tell it. Look
That's
at
right.
Sheree's eyes. She look evil and hateful and mannish.
Yeah. I mean, she's nothing nice. You've seen that from the beginning of her bullying. You know what I'm saying? And she's bullying Kim. And, I see she wasn't bullying Nene because Nene looked like she was gonna take off. But then Nene kind of met her match a little bit as far as the energy that she was giving. She met her match. Candy.
Yeah, but still, even though they would come back, Shereé is still corny. She get them one liners here and there, but nothing is of substance with her. She's an airhead.
Right. I don't like her choice in men. I don't understand. She's like around my age. Like, I might be. I think I'm a little bit older. But,
I'm
you know,
50. I
are
don't know
you?
how.
I'm
I'm 50.
60. I'm
Girl,
60.
you look good. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm
Mm.
60.
No, you look better. You look younger than Shereé. I don't know how old Shereé is, but Shereé look mannish and hard.
Thank you so much, babe. Yeah, so you figure after so many years of being involved with men, you kind of like make better choices. Everything I've seen from Shereé is gutter, gutter juice.
Mhm.
You know,
And look at all the old school, the old people she chose to pick. Why did you pick those specific ones? I don't get it.
yeah,
It
I
doesn't
didn't
make
get her.
sense.
Yeah, I didn't get her choices either. You know, and those were my choices. I picked none.
No, but I'm talking about like why did she pick Kim, Royce? What was the other one she picked? The old cast members that came on. It was
Yeah.
Kim, Royce, and I don't get it. Why did you pick those specific ones? They not Kim maybe
Maybe they are
Kim
staying
because
terms with the producers.
Kim will bring controversy, and that's what they want, something to talk about. Whether it's good or bad, Trailer Park Trash is gonna bring it, okay?
Right.
But the other ones, I don't get what was that about. You
I don't know.
know, I don't know.
I kind of
Maybe it's run its course. Maybe this show has run its course.
Yeah, I think it has run its course, and I think that they should end it. Like, I'll be happy if today's episode was even the last episode for this season.
Hmm.
I wouldn't mind because it has run its course.
Yeah.
There were less things to talk about in today's episode. I was bored out of my mind. I had to watch it 3 times to be able to get the whole. Like, I was watching it the first time. It was so boring. I dropped my phone. I went, I slept off, woke up, tried to watch it again. I,
She
oh
said,
I
I
guess I'm
dropped my phone.
procrastinating to watch it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, though.
The only thing that kept me like, okay, get on, stand up and watch the show was because I knew I had to talk about it. If I didn't have to talk about it on YouTube, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't go back to watch it after I started watching it and I found out it was a bunch of nonsense in there. I wouldn't have continued watching it.
yeah, I mean, none of it really made a whole lot of sense. You know, and I did have to watch it twice to even understand what I was watching because I kept getting confused. Like, wait a minute, what are they talking about? Did I miss something?
So disconnected.
Yeah, you know, almost like a time zone.
Hmm. Well, yeah, I'm not into it like that. It's nothing. That's the logistics of it. That's it.
Mhm.
I just hope it gets better, guys. Well, guys, that's where we're going to be ending for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Ladon, for joining us
Thank you for
on
having
today.
me.
Thank
Ciao,
you
y'all.
for joining us. We're going to see you guys same time next week for another recap of the show. Bye.
Bye. You have a good one.